Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. I'm thrilled that we have a super interesting guest, Mary, all the way from Adelaide, Australia. She has an amazing niche. She's a coach for bakeries and very successful in her business. So, yeah, Mary, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hey, well, thank you first, Tony, for having me on your podcast. I'm excited to be here. And so, who am I? I am a bakery specific coach. I've owned bakeries for 28 years, and we sold them a couple of years ago. And since then, and actually 6 months before we sold them, I have gone out coaching, and I've lined myself up with a coaching company in the States, Profit Acceleration. And so I have been coaching majority bakeries. When I first started coaching, I was coaching other businesses. It wasn't my thing. I knew that my strength was in bakeries. So since then, I have just been coaching bakeries and helping them find more profit, more revenue, and more freedom.
Wonderful, wonderful. And can you tell us also, like, what inspired you to get into this very interesting and unusual niche?
Well, to me, it's not unusual because it's been my life now for 30 years being in a bakery. But I didn't want to sell the bakery, so my husband was ready, and I have always enjoyed the challenges that come with having a business, and um, it was time for us, and he was ready to move on and try something else. So I was thinking, what can I do? And the coaching company from the States approached me, and I thought I will look into this a bit further and realize that I could keep my passion alive for bakeries by coaching them. And like I said, I did try coaching a couple of other businesses, but it really wasn't my strength. That I helped them, I could coach them, and we got some gains, but it took a lot of effort. And it really, I actually, Tony, to tell you the truth, I just remembered I have a treasure chest, which for 28 years, when we owned our own bakery, everything that worked, I would record and put in this treasure chest. And so every time something worked in our bakery and I tried it, I put it in there hoping to open it one day. And when you're running your own business, you're so busy, so you don't often get a chance to put all the things that you know work into place. So it was a great opportunity for me to actually open that treasure chest and help other bakery owners with it. So yeah.
Totally. I mean, that's such a cool tip that, I mean, anyone from our audience can actually use and have this treasure chest for anything that works in the business, because I see this a lot, with my clients in my own business, where we actually have something that works. And then because we constantly want to improve, we constantly want to make things better and stuff like that, we apply new techniques or new systems, and then something that was really working well actually doesn't work anymore because we tried to change it, and we didn't save it, as you said, in the treasure chest. So I think that's a great tip, and anyone watching us should really apply this if they're entrepreneur or business owner or doing anything that is connected to like constant improvement. Please write down and remember, like, write down so you can access it, anything that works, because sometimes you do have to actually get back into the things that were working before. And on top of that, if anyone decides to be a coach in the future, like Mary here, then that's going to be super valuable. So can you tell us also, like, what motivates you? Obviously, being an entrepreneur and running your own business for such a long time, obviously you definitely had some challenges and problems along the way, and experienced this roller coaster of being an entrepreneur. So can you tell us, please, how do you deal with bad days or when something goes wrong? How do you overcome that?
Well, Tony, I wrote a book about this in 2019, Simple, Soulful, Successful, and that was talking about my journey as a bakery owner. So I feel like I'm the best person to understand what bakery owners need because I've been there. When I first went into the business, I was a single, I was with my partner and we didn't have children. We weren't married. So since then we married, we had 2 young children. They grew up in a bakery. We come across all the challenges and all the overwhelm of, running a business, paperwork, rostering staff, everything, the bills. So I know what the overwhelm was, and my biggest challenge was there was a time when I didn't think I could do it, and I was, close to driving off of a bridge, and I share that in my book. But I didn't do it because I realized I had children that needed me. So I actually I thought, I've got to do something about this. I've got to find a way of dealing with it. So that's what I did. I looked at systems that could work, everything that I kept searching. So I read every book I possibly could that could help me from all the great entrepreneurs, every holiday I went on. So I learned how to do it. And I learned by giving myself time, doing meditations, making things easier. So sorry, I'm getting sidetracked because I get excited talking about this stuff and I go off the track a little bit. But so I decided that when I'd found the answer, I did find daily happiness. I found how to deal with it. When the opportunity came up to coach people, I saw that what I was going through, they were going through, the people that I was coaching. So I was able to see that all the challenges I had, they're having, and I could help them through it. So we all have the same, in business, we all have the same problems and the same challenges. So how do I get through them now? I don't feel like I have challenges now because I feel like I'm helping other people with their challenges. And so, I'm loving it.
Nice, excellent. Yeah, that's fantastic when you don't have any challenges. And then on top of that, like, so what's the goal for your business for next like 3 to 5 years?
So I've written a 12-month roadmap for bakery owners, and literally you can jump on anywhere in the year and it's full of strategies that work, activations that work, and a whole lot of extra little special things that have come out of my treasure chest. So my goal is to get that to go global and to help as many bakery owners as I can. I'm working with a couple of really special mentors that are helping me put that together. So that's my 12-month goal. Is I also like helping bakeries. I've got clients that are paid clients, but I also like to help those struggling bakeries because I see them every day. There's a bakery that is actually closing down. So one of my goals is to put together this group of bakeries that need help and be able to help them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, as you're seeing these bakeries closing down, and obviously this is happening to a lot of businesses, and the statistics are crazy when it comes to business. How many businesses actually survive certain number of period, like a year or 5 years or 10 years and stuff like that. So, what would be your general advice for businesses that are struggling? How could you actually give them one tip that can help them just a little bit, to get better in what they do?
To not be too proud to ask for help. Because look at people that my coach always told me my best client is someone who's been where I have um, 5 years ago. So, so my advice would be a lot of people, coaching's got a bad name out there in some industries, and I don't know why. In 28 years of having my bakery, not one coach walked into our business. So my advice would be, if you haven't had a coach walk in or you haven't spoken to one, there's some really great coaches out there that can help you to move forward. So whatever it is that you're struggling with, whatever it is that you've got a challenge with, there is someone that can help you. So don't be too proud to ask for help.
That's absolutely true. And I'm a business and mindset coach, and I work with a lot of clients, but also sometimes it happens that, everyone has either a bad day or bad period, or something is happening, as we talked about this, like we make some changes in the business and that affects the bottom line and everything. So usually what happens is if people start talking to their friends about these issues, maybe they're not really qualified to help them 100%, even though a lot of people, lot of friends will be there to give you some kind of emotional support, which is really nice, but giving you a strategic, or actually finding out what you strategically want to do in order to succeed, that's something that is missing a lot of times unless you're sort of surrounded by coaches who are your friends. So hiring a coach or talking to a coach or just like doing some strategy sessions and stuff from time to time with different coaches, seeing actually answering some questions that maybe you were not thinking about. That's a great tip, Mary. Thank you so much for sharing that, because even I have a number of coaches. I'm coaching so many people, but I also have a number of coaches that are helping me because if I speak to my friends when the things are difficult, and if they're not entrepreneurs and are not going to something similar, sometimes they will tell me like, "Oh, go and find a job," and to a lot of people that's a solution. But if you have a coach, then it will go much deeper into a problem with you, and you will be able to actually answer the questions. Most of the time you will be able to actually find solutions that will help you with your business to survive and also thrive. So yeah. Mary, thanks for sharing that. Wonderful. So I'm very interested about your book. So can you tell us a little bit more about your book, please?
Yeah, okay. So my book, like I said, I wrote in 2019. It was one of my goals to write a book before I turned 50, and I turned 50 and I hadn't done it. And I thought, it's time to do this. I'd been taking notes like in my treasure chest, but also taking notes for the book for all of those years. Everything that made my life and my journey easier is in that book. So the book is it's not about my life coaching. So because that's come after the book was written,
Yes.
but it is about my life having a it has helped so many small business owners, because it is about having a business, raising a family, trying to fit it all in, having a successful business and going on holidays and doing all of that and looking like your world is together when it's not. On the outside, it looked like it was together, but inside it really wasn't. So the book talks about how I got through that and how I turned that all around, and how I now live with life principles. I live with daily rituals, and I've brought a fair bit of spirituality into my life. And it's just to help me deal with it. So the book talks about my journey through having the businesses and finding daily happiness.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So if someone wants to actually, get your book or find out a little bit more about you, how they can do that?
Well, on my website, I do have a website, needs a little bit of updating, but the book is on there. It's marytemby.com. But it's also on Amazon, my book. It's called Simple, Soulful, Successful, A Mumpreneur's Journey to Daily Happiness Through Business Balance and Rituals.
Wow, nice. Excellent. So I will actually share this in the description of this video on YouTube or other platforms where this podcast will be published. And yeah, if anyone is interested, you can check out the description and check out the links. So Mary, thank you so much for being a guest today. Thank you all for watching and listening to this episode, and see you in the next episode of Open Book Entrepreneur.
Oh, no worries. And thank you very much for having me, Tony. It's been my pleasure.